Good morning to all of you. This is Dr. V.K. JAYARAGHAVENDRA, okay, Principal Scientist, Extension, and I am the in-charge head at IIHR. And then today's session is about PPP. Yeah, many of my students here also have logged in. Yeah, it is about public-private partnership. I see Dr. Chandan Gowda who is coming, and he will also be in the session. Because normally a teacher should have eye contact. What do you say? See, without eye contact we can't teach, and that's how it is. So, strengthening public extension through Agriclinics and Agribusiness Centres. So, that is the whole program about. So, Usha ji, good morning. You are a new entrant, and I'll be simply using your name. Not that I'll be troubling you, but see, when we have a session like this, a teacher normally, he will be talking to Uday, or Chandan is here, or Usha is here. So we request students like you to have eye contact, and then we'll be using you for the session. You should not mistake. Okay.
No issues, sir.
Okay. So now, friends, that's about myself. We have already told. Now, very quick introduction about myself. I'm an ARS scientist. I belong to the ARS 1990 batch. Got a second rank there. I hold a PhD from the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. I finished PhD in a record 2 years, and then later I served at IIHR for the first 10 years, and before that I was a Grameen Bank manager and a Vijay Bank field officer. I was also an agriculture officer in the department. So, and that's my experience. And then later on I joined NARM in the year 2000, and 20 years I was in NARM, the National Academy of Agriculture Research Management. I have been a consultant with Manage. I'm one of your national facilitators at Manage. And then the first Agri-Business and Agri-Clinic paper was written by NARM, and I was one of the authors with Dr. Katyal. And then we also developed the Strategic Research Extension Plan for various districts. And Dr. M.N. Reddy, who will also have a session today, we worked with them. And then Dr. Chandrasekhar, your DG is also, I was his teacher for that RAVE program. He's just 1 year junior to me, and that's how it goes. And Manage has been a very big pillar of strength for me. All the extension I had learned has been reinforced by Manage and its efforts. See, it's not that, extension knowledge and learning stops in one shot. It never stops. We always say that extension is a situation-specific science, and it's a time-bound science. We say it has both the temporal and the spatial dimension. And now coming to the PPP. There's one more P which is added, Usha ji. I think you are also an extension lady, Usha?
Sir, I am from ABM.
Oh, you are ABM. Oh, that's even better for me. Okay, Uday is a horticulture man. And so wherever I go, I get these horticulture people, the ABM people, and extension people. So I am not able to escape from these people. So now, Uday. Yeah.
This is PowerPoint presentation, is it not?
Yeah, the PowerPoint presentation is there. It is shared. Are you not able to see, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are able to see. Okay. See, now, Sunita ji is there on the line, and Sunita ji, are you an extension person? What's your background, ma? Sunita ji?
Sir, this is Sunita, Mandal Agriculture.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So now, when I talk about PPP, okay, we have the 3P, the public-private partnership, and I'm going to add one more P, that is going to be the Panchayat. See, now, you tell me which work can be done without the partnership mode. Okay, you may have the government which releases funds. I'll be talking to you about the MIDH, the Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture. I'll also be talking to you about the SASP program, the TSP program we do at IIHR, and then how we know simple research and simple extension has now been transformed, like what Sunita is an ABM student. I guide the PGDM student. I take 3 courses, the business-driven action learning, brand management, agri input and output marketing, and I also take rural digital communication and so on. So now, see, we had a project with IFCO very recently. They were coming with this biofortified crops. And then, today's horticulture. Let me give you a very quick scenario about today's horticulture. I hope the phone doesn't ring there. Okay, so now today's horticulture is not just growing tomatoes and bananas and brinjals. See, today's horticulture, we say, is a value chain horticulture. Today's horticulture is an entrepreneurship-oriented horticulture. I did write a book on startup and entrepreneurship. So now, how to bring about this public-private partnership. See, long ago, okay, I'll just be quickly going, and this is about myself. All these things are going to be given to you. See, now, today's session is how to bring about PPP in horticulture. See, there is a session on sericulture. Somebody will talk to you about agriculture and all that. Very beginning itself, see, all my life I've been with IIHR, and I've been with Extension, and I've been with ABM and all that. Today's horticulture is not growing bananas and brinjals, please, number one. Second thing is, today's horticulture is a value chain horticulture. I think Sunita will agree, she's an MBA student. And today's horticulture is an FPO based, CBBO based, that means cluster based, business organization based horticulture. And today's horticulture is all value added products. See, come on, I think all of you will agree, nobody will eat a raw guava or anything, however sweet the guava may be. Everybody wants to drink the guava juice, which is high demand, whether it is from paper boat, or it is from Kisan, or it is from real juice. The juice is more consumed than the fresh fruit in guava. Similarly, for example, we have the flowers, the cut flowers. So we have the fruits and vegetables. Today, everywhere, the value addition, the increasing in the shelf life, the processing, all these things have to take place. If all these things have to take place, see, today we boast about 350 million metric tons of horticulture production, which has surpassed even the agriculture production. So now with so much of production, everywhere, I think this Sunita and other ABM students of mine who are sitting here will agree that without value addition, without processing, without a value chain, without a supply chain, you really cannot bring any income to the farmer who simply grows it and dumps it somewhere. And I do not want any farmer to suffer because, if 60 paise of 1 rupee does not come back to him as a revenue, that means the business model is bad. So therefore, the PPP, the public-private partnership, is going to bridge the funding gaps. Okay, you may have the efficiency part. Okay, then, you should have cost saving. Okay, the private sector should also involve. Okay, and then government will come out with some institution and legal framework. See, like, when the CBBO has come today, there's a matching grant component. I think Uday will agree. Last time Uday was in IIHR, so we were discussing in the RTP course. See, suppose if there are 300 shareholders in a farmer-producer organization, if each fellow contributes 1,000 rupees with 3 lakhs, so another 3 lakh matching grant is going to be given by the government. So these are all some of the institutional framework, how the PPP works, and obviously effective and efficient delivery by the private party. So all these things are there. Then obviously the market linkages with the competitive bidders are also going to come. See, now two things I tell in my class. One is the input factorization is occurring, but the output commercialization does not occur. Kindly, those who are ABM students and economic students, kindly mind my words. What I mean to say is, we have a Puthari FPO at Gonikopal right here at IIHR. I visited there in one of my winter schools, and many FPOs we keep visiting. Everywhere they are able to purchase the inputs with a bargaining rate, they are able to hire a transport and all that. Everything is good. But when it comes to output commercialization, the FPOs have failed because they are unable to do value addition and do the supply chain jobs. I think, Sunita, have I made it clear? I think you will be my cheer student here. You will be saying yes or no. What do you say, Sunita? Yeah? Sunita ji? No, just to, add spice to the conversation which is going on. Sunita, are you there? No, she is not there. Okay, so now everybody knows that the very first public-private partnership, even Manage was one of the partners in the Hoshangabad model in Bhopal, where the Dhanuka Agri-Tech was one of the partners, and the Agriculture Department at Madhya Pradesh was one of the things. They had two objectives in mind when the first PPP started. So they tell you, especially soya bean and the Bengal gram, they wanted to increase the productivity part. Similarly, when I talk about the RKVY project, the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, it aims at 7% growth rate. So now, when I talk about horticulture PPP, I am more interested in the value chain part and how the benefits are getting shared. Okay? So therefore, we want to build farmer resilience to the environmental shocks. We want to make all our horticulture as, not just nutrition oriented, but we also want to make it climate sensitive horticulture. See, today we have the Kamalam fruit, especially when you come to IIHR, we have the Center of Excellence in protected cultivation. We have the Center of Excellence in the dragon fruit cultivation. We preserve the varieties, especially our Siddhu and Shankara jackfruits, which are of premium. They are all farmers' varieties. We have conserved them, and of course he gets a royalty. So all these things could not have been possible in horticulture if the government intervention, especially the IIHR, was not there. If our FPOs had not interacted, I don't think people would have got this sort of profits. Even today, I tell you, see, of course, I don't want to talk like a socialist because I have now become a very big industry-oriented horticulture guy. See, the socialism and all those voices you were hearing from Gadar and other people, really, those things are not there. Today, when a PPP model is there, it is a business model which is integrated. It may be B2B, B2C, and so on and so forth. So we want to improve access to credit, technology, and markets through the public-private partnership. In IIHR, what we do is we have an app called Arka Bagwani. We have an app called Arka Vyapar. These are all direct marketing apps. And, IIHR is also a partner with SBI Yono, where, all the incubators who come here, okay, they are not only incubated and we make the DPR, but they're also, yes, please. Please don't disturb, So we are also integrate them with the bank and they get a loan, and then we have a full-fledged best start. We have a DPD, we have our CEO, Dr. Dhananjaya, in command. So you can become one of our incubators. You can take a license at a very nominal cost. So we will make you write those DPRs and we will be part of the value chain. That is horticulture today. So farmers market does not mean that there is no IT component. And kindly don't think like the olden day agriculture, a farmer means he will take a guava or a banana and sell it on the street. Such a farmer does not exist, and we do not want such a farmer in the present scenario in 2024. What we want a farmer is a smart farmer who is simple, measurable, realistic, time-bound, who can capture the market, who can add value to his produce, who can integrate himself with the value chain, and who can push his product and get his 60 paise for every rupee of the investment. So that is called as investing in smarter value chains. That is the horticulture model today. Okay, horticulture extension and horticulture PPP is aiming at that. I'll tell you how we strike this public-private partnership, how we incubate our people, we give them licenses, and one of our incubators, Zentron, okay, electronics, they have come out with this fruit fly detecting kit, through sensors.
Agribusiness.
Yes, please.
Your voice is now audible, sir. In between it, line got...
Are you able to hear now?
Yes, sir, it is audible now.
Okay, fine. So I think I was just going and leaning back and a bit far. Okay. So today's PPP model in horticulture is aiming at the value chains. It is aiming at a smarter supply chain. It is aiming at an integration. And then we ultimately see, please, one thing, whether it is Usha or Sai Maheshwari or Uday, they are all my students, and we keep even reiterating at one-to-one interaction. Usha ji, what do you agree? See, if 60 paise of a rupee does not come back to the farmer, horticulture farmer or agri guy, that means we have not done our job better. What do you say?
Yes, sir, it is true.
Yeah.
In regards to marketing channels existing right now.
These people are very high. You see, today we have a seminar which is going on, the floriculture seminar. Everybody has come there with a lipstick, and then they have been talking very high and making the farmers very dry. That means to say that people talk about production, they talk about very big things, and invocation songs and bags are all given, but at the end of the day, that 60 paise is not coming back to the farmer. So this is the very apathy which we are facing, and especially the PPP models in horticulture is aiming at getting better remuneration for the horticulture farmer. Okay, now, of course, not only of Hoshangabad, even Jain Irrigation didn't invite onion. Okay, so even I worked with IFCO last year with Marup Namgale and Siddharth Bhattacharya, my student. So what we did there was we had a biofortified bajra, Harvest Plus M1000 variety, which boasts of about 85 micrograms of iron, as compared to the normal bajra, which has just about 40 micrograms of iron. So you know that the anemic condition for the pregnant and lactating mothers, they suffer from the anemia and the edema foot, the foot swells. So we have come out with this sort of biofortification, and even at IIHR we work on the SCSP program, the TSP program. Okay, recently Mr. Arjun Munda was there, our tribal minister, so he flagged off a series of campaigns. I myself am going on 17th. Hello? ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದೇ ಹಾದೋನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹಾದೋನಹಳ್ಳಿಯವ್ರು ಬಂದ್ರಂತೆ. We had some visitors anyway. So therefore, gentlemen, what even Arjun Munda was saying was, see, now the tribal population is about 6.9%, and the SCSTs put together they form about 18%. See, and how are we going to improve this? See, now if there is a business model, Usha will agree that because she is a PJ, she's a MBA lady, so even others will agree. If a business model is there, it will sell on its own. You don't require any PPP. What do you say, Usha? See, suppose, there's a lipstick marketing, there's a chocolate marketing, there's a Shah Rukh Khan movie. I don't think any promotion or a PPP is required. It will sell on its
yes,
own.
Sir.
Yeah. So
yes.
When there is a business model in place, you being a ABM student, you know that there's no need of a PPP. But wherever things are not moving, wherever we find that the farmers are going to be exploited, especially you see the tribal areas, 6.9% of the population, they are the people who do all our horticulture. It may be dragon fruit or whatever. And there are so many farmers varieties. I do take a class called as participatory plant breeding and, germplasm conservation. So it is these people who has to be lifted up, especially when you go to Kerala, our BR Hills, Baburayan Hills, okay, Biliriri Angana Betta, all these things. These are all the tribal population. A lot of germplasm has to be conserved. At the same time, we have to build livelihood models. The 5 capitals of livelihood, everybody is aware. The human capital, the natural capital, the physical capital, okay, the social capital and the financial capital. So all these things are there in an urban-oriented people. We are not talking about them. So when people are more vulnerable, they don't have these 5 capitals. Their human capital is so weak. They suffer from AIDS, they suffer from many diseases. They don't have any financial capital. That's why the CBBO has come, the cluster-based business organization. Hello? ನಾನೇ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ರಾವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹಾದೋನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಬ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. See, people trouble like this, it's all multitasking, don't worry, the session is on. So therefore, the public-private partnership in horticulture is required. First thing is to empower the people, that is empowering the human capital, then building their finance resources with CBBOs, cluster-based business organization. Okay, we give a matching grant. And third thing is the input distribution where technology transfer is taking place. Then, we also improve their physical capital by giving, we are giving them some small makeshift buildings and so on and so forth. Some, we also have some custom hiring centers for them. I'll show you in the subsequent slide. And at the same time, we also build their social capital. What is FPO after all? Farmer Producer Organization or the CBBO is nothing but building a social capital. It's a company by the Companies Act, and it is not a cooperative, gentlemen. Although we call them as shareholders, an FPO is supposed to make profits, okay, and an FPO is supposed to build its financial capital, become sustainable in a few years. So these are, everybody knows that in a Companies Act, okay, when the people, Jain Irrigation, they invested a little bit of money, and there was a lot of cost-benefit ratios were there. So expansion of horticulture value chains, what are the potential and how to build especially in the National Horticulture Board is a big partner. Okay, we have been doing with this PPP models. Okay, and especially when you come to the export, see, that the Pune, in and around Pune, we had the Maha grapes and Babu Mane used to be the president, and all our grapes were suffering from gibberellic acid treatment because the gibberellic acid is used for elongation of the grapes, especially Tase, Ganesh and so on. And then all those residues were there, and therefore it used to get rejected in the export market. So therefore, suppose if an FPO is doing, now in and around Pune, all those grapes have been converted to vineyards. So here there was a hotel called Kanasu Grand. It started a vegetarian hotel, and because there was no business, now that fellow opens a liquor shop. It's absolutely brilliant for me because people want business and they don't want the service. So anyway, the production scenario, we are number 1 in banana, pomegranate, mango, but in the export we are not so good. We are second in potato, tomato and onion. Okay, the pota we say, pota crops in potato, onion, tomato and this one. So therefore, see, look at the share of these things. In case of orange, Bangladesh has got 91.2% share. Okay, in case of pomegranate, they have 41%. Okay, Iran has 34% share of the banana. Netherlands comes out with 35.2% of the share. So where are we? Why are we not here? So, there's a very famous saying in Telugu, Kshanam Tirika Ledu, Damudi Adayam Ledu. That means you are ever busy, but you fellows don't make business. You do not know how to position yourself. So that is the horticulture scenario. I told you, our production were very high, but we still, because of lack of PPP, especially, we are not able to push those big projects, and then we are not able to come up. So this is the total value of fruits and vegetables in India. So therefore, friends, what I wish to say here is, without a happy PPP model, you cannot really position your farmers. We cannot bring income to them. See, we say, I think this Usha, who is an ABM student, will tell, what is an inclusive value chain? This question we used to ask in our MBA course. Inclusive value chains means not only the stakeholders, not only the crops, not only the business opportunities, but also integrating both the inputs and the output, okay, and creating value, delivering value, and capturing value. Last time when Uday was there, we did discuss. Why are we giving so many RTP training programs and taking a class on PPP? We want to deliver this value not only to farmers, for the entire actors in the stakeholders in the value chain. Did you get it, Ushaji? I think I made the point.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah, to me, inclusive value chain means everybody is included. See, it is, for example, even in our economic classes, Usha must have heard, what is the difference between growth and development? You can have enormous growth, but you can have many haves and have-nots. So here I should think like a socialist. There was a movie called Lankeshwarudu long back, 87, when I was doing MSc, so which talked about some of these issues. See, if you exploit in an Chiranjeevi told in that movie, if we exploit people in an institutional way, it is not crime. But if Chiranjeevi does it as Lankeshwarudu, it's a crime. So that particular dialogues really struck me, and I became a fan of Chiranjeevi and all that. So, but the message is very clear. A PPP is going to give you an institutional mechanism for partnership, for making profits, for pushing a business model, and so on. That too in horticulture, it's very, very relevant. So now horticulture growth is also very high. We have a compound annual growth rate of 4.3%. It has surpassed even the food grains, which is just 2.1% CAGR. So therefore, when we have this sort of high production, see, you know that in horticulture crops, especially tomatoes, the summer tomato fetch at almost 200 rupees in Chintamani and Kolar. At the same time, the Kharif tomato will have glut and even 50 paise. That is the volatility of the prices. So therefore, how do you arrest this volatility? How do you see that suddenly people don't have windfall profits and start doing all the Lakshmi Puja and going to the Lord Venkateshwara temple and saying that he made them rich? Bullshit. He did not make them rich. It was only the volatility of prices and the fluctuations in the market which has fetched him a very huge profit. Every time I see these people, when they get very high profit, they go to the temple and fall at the feet. Of course, you can fall at the feet of God, but it is the volatility and somebody was exploited which is getting you the profits. So I talk like this. So that is the horticulture growth. A lot of opportunities, especially, even if we want the PPP model, today a lot of entrepreneurs and CBBOs have come, especially in the post-harvest losses, guava 16%, tomato 12%, apple, then mango. So if you even bridge this gap, because all these jobs cannot be done only by the farmer, please. And the low productivity, some of the things are, we don't have the high density plantations, okay, then we don't have skilled workforce. Come on, I will tell you in horticulture, simple pruning, gutti, grafting, okay, if our laborer does it, you get very good results. If the scientist does, you don't get good results. See, that means there is some skill lacking in some of these horticulture practices, especially when I talk about veneer grafting. It's a very tricky job. So, especially come back to the MIDH, how can you do nursery and quality planting material? Obviously, we have identified certain FPOs in horticulture who are going to do this. And obviously, area expansion and rejuvenation, we have the Mandal Agriculture Officer, I just heard Sunita telling. And a lot of senile orchard. Senile orchard means all the old orchard. For example, in mango, we say after 45 years, you have to just pull out all the plants and trees and have a rejuvenation. Even in mango, we were in Patna very recently. After the harvest of the mango in the month of May or whatever, you should have a very good pruning. A lot of practices, the simple practices, not so costly, but and the next area, especially in MIDH, is coming with the protected cultivation. The center of protected cultivation is situated at IIHR, where we emphasize on the off-season vegetables, fruits and things. Three things, gentlemen, I always tell in all my classes, especially broccoli, English cucumber and capsicum. Always they will be in high demand in and around cities. And even they want paneer along with that, and obviously they want peas also, mutter. So that's why it's called mutter paneer, or we say it's PBM. That means paneer butter masala. So these are some of the things which are in very high demand throughout the things. We have centers of excellence, especially IIHR has come out with a center of excellence for Kamalam. We have a center of excellence for protected cultivation for horticulture. I told you the off-season vegetables and fruits, why it's important. So then, see, look at this in the MIDH, the Mission on the Integrated Development of Horticulture. Okay, the agronomy part or the production part is only one part. But a lot of other things, capacity building of farmers, okay, this is all our extension and ABM people job, post-harvest infrastructure and cold storage and value chain. We talk about inclusive value chain. These things are taking a front seat, especially in horticulture, public-private partnership. So here I'll be showing you, time is running short, I'll be showing you how our best thought and how we are incubating these people. We have around 300 technologies. We bring the license holders. They sit at IIHR. We give them accommodation at a very nominal fee. Okay, they will write their DPRs, and then that a startup or an entrepreneur will undergo from ideation, incubation, acceleration, and diversification. We make him go there. We ask him to write a DPR. Then there's a small pilot scale entrepreneurship. It takes off. Okay, and then afterwards he will do a market analysis and market testing, and then slowly the things are released and it is branded and positioned. So all issues come in horticulture. Please, today horticulture is not growing tomato and throwing it in front of Vidhan Savda, and then suddenly that fellow in Chintamani gets 200 rupees and he goes to the nearest Venkateshwara Swami temple and he says, "Oh God, you made such a good profit out of me," and then he purchased a lot of gold. So that is not the horticulture we are talking about. We are talking about a scientific horticulture. We are talking about an integrated value chain horticulture. We are talking about the supply chain horticulture. We are talking about the market intelligence horticulture. All these things today, and especially digital horticulture project has come to IIHR. And I did write in one of my manuals that a mobile journalism manual, Ushaji, it's on your website. You can already go through it. And we got the ISBN number also. That book you can share with people. There we have discussed that how the digital initiatives in horticulture can be done and how it can be taken to enhance the public-private partnership. So now we have so many sub-schemes in MIDH. We have the National Horticulture Mission, especially for Northeast and Himalayan states also. We have a project. IIHR has been doing a lot of good job in NEH. And then, in the same scheme, we also have this SASP program, the TSP program. I told you Arjun Munda did visit our institute on just 2 days back. So then similarly, all coconut growing states, capacity building. So this is that's why it's called MIDH. That means Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture. So horticulture does not mean growing a coconut tall tree and then doing it around. See, earlier days, when people used to marry and have children, so their only aim was to have children. But today's marriage and today having kids is not just having children. It's not just production. You have to groom the child. You have to do strategic parenting. You have to build certain behavioral models into the child. And then not only is health, we also aim at the 5 capital, the human, the physical, the natural, financial, and so on. So therefore, you see how the game has changed between the earlier days of the Green Revolution, which only concentrated on production, but not on the value chain and the inclusive value chain. But today's horticulture is more about the inclusive value chain and very little about the only production part. See, even in laterite soils and in bad soils also horticulture comes. We have got excellent varieties. But see, today even I have been a father of a daughter. I've been seeing and how our parents developed us. Of course, they also did a good job because the technology was not so much in place. But today, every parent, just like a horticulture MIDH scheme, It is an integrated development of the child. It is not that giving some Farex and giving some ragi balls and developing them. Their education, their strength, their training part, their empowerment part, all things go hand in hand in the MIDH. And then I told you we have 2 centers of excellence in horticulture here. Then in the horticulture cluster development program, the CBBOs have come in a very big way. We have the National Nursery Portal, and even we have been putting so many FPOs also on the nursery. My student Sanjana is here. She is a horticulture girl. She is also listening here. Then we have the post-entry quarantine. That means, when you get a new crop from somewhere abroad, you'll have to do the quarantine. Then clean plant program and Agri Infrastructure Fund. I myself was a consultant in, Nagaland. There used to be on Toka, multi-purpose, it's an FPO. So where I was a consultant, Agri Infrastructure Fund, you get about 5 crores with 3% interest for 7 years. Come on, I think nobody will give you this big money. So you can, especially when you come to the Gramin Bhandaran Yojana, see why this infrastructure is required in horticulture is, here an individual cannot do it. See, suppose I require 10,000 square feet of a warehouse. What do you say, Chandan? Whether an individual can invest? No. It's only a government Agri Infrastructure Fund which can invest, and then obviously we'll be hand-holding an FPO or a woman FPO, and they will take care of this. Of course, 3% interest is nothing for 5 crores. It's really brilliant. And my student Chandan works at that Center for Orchids at Sikkim. So he has been given the task that how he is going to establish the orchid supply chain, the value chains and so on. And everywhere, friend, it is the money which is involved. See, please don't become very emotional about agriculture, farmers. Oh, ma, Raitanna, Raitanna. People sing all these big, big songs. They hold a harmonium and they start singing. Banda Nodi Yogi, Negila Yogi. One C Ashwath used to be there. So he sings a lot of these farmer songs. Of course, farmer songs are very important. But you are not making a farmer as a businessman. Please. There was a movie called Businessman by, this Mahesh Babu. Then he told, yeah, I think, Usha, you have seen that movie? No, you didn't. Yeah, Mahesh Babu movie, yeah. So Mahesh Babu tells, we should organize ourselves as dongas. We should institutionalize our mechanism and we should make business. So there was another movie of Mahesh Babu called Businessman. So therefore, today's horticulture farmer, with the public-private partnership, he is emerging as a businessman. He is no longer a farmer. Don't think farmer means, he will sit in a very dry land and you see those photos, he is waiting for the rain to come. See, today's farmer is an IT-savvy guy with a mobile phone, with a digital horticulture. We ran a course called Mobile Journalism with Manage. So today's horticulture farmer is a very big man. So kindly don't put those old photos and sing those Gadar songs, Gadar recently died, yeah. He was a very good singer. So that's how in horticulture, PPP, we do all these things. Okay, and I'll tell you what are the institutions involved. See, now IIHR is a central government institution. We have the Krishi Vigyan Kendras, around 720 KVKs. Am I right, Chandan? Around 726 to be precise. We have 726 Krishi Vigyan Kendras. And then we have, I think more than 10,000 FPOs have come. In that about 3,000 are the CBBOs, cluster-based business organization. For orchid, you can have one. For floriculture, a seminar is going on today. All my people are there, heavily, flabbergasted and bombastic words have been used there. But the farmer might be missing over there. Let me see that. And Center of Excellence, I told you we have protected cultivation. And then we also have Kamalam fruit run by Karunakaran. Then cluster development program I've already done. See, earlier, when I joined the ARS in 1990, I used to call them as hotspots. So the same thing has been now called as cluster. See, that means, for example, grape hotspot is in Pune, onion hotspot is in Nasik, orchid hotspot is somewhere in Sikkim. So like that, these are all the hotspots and the clusters which are identified, and we want the horticulture investment, the handholding, the empowerment, and all those 5 capitals to take place to the cover. Clusters. That is the horticulture PPP. Government is also there. Private, plenty of, it may be Jain Irrigation, Dhanuka Agritech. We have so many horticulture. We have the Waycool. Many of my students work in Waycool. Then, we have this, especially microfinance sector where Sagraha is coming in a big way. That Sagraha owner is a He's a Rajendra Nagar graduate. I did visit him. His head office is in Bangalore. So, and then today we have 100% export houses in horticulture, especially in gherkins and all that. I have one, Dr. Nagegoda, he's my classmate in MSc. That guy did horticulture, I did extension. So, and then he does a 100% export-oriented gherkin business. He also aggregates the farmers, do hand-holding, give training, okay, and he will collect them, he will process it, and he actually does sauerkraut, okay, he puts it in the brine solution, and then he exports. So, that is the National Nursery Portal. I think you please visit this website. It's a digital platform, and both available in Android and iOS. This is the present-day horticulture. And even my scientists here, I have Chandra Prakash and Reena, who have developed umpteen number of apps, and then they are also heading that digital horticulture project which has come from BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited, and I myself have developed this Arka Vyapar app for direct marketing. Besides, we have this Arka Bhagwani and so on. So today's horticulture is not that budding, grafting and giving one mango plant. See, many times, single people come in and around cities. They come to IIHR and say, sir, I am having only one coconut tree. Can you spend about 3 hours with me so that I am going to do? So what could be the answer? Venkatesh, when only one farmer comes and asks you that I have a single coconut tree and I require 3 hours of you. So then our answer is not only me, even my subordinates here say, look, IIHR is there for millions of farmers. It is not there for one bloody fellow who comes with a coconut tree and takes away the 4 hours of Mr. Venkatesh or Chandan or my students. So today we are not sitting at IIHR to service individuals. See, that individual training and visit system is long back gone, Chandan. See, that was one of the antitheses of the Green Revolution. See, today it is all, I told you there are 4 types of extension, especially when I talk about participative extension, a facilitative extension, prescriptive extension, and today we have come out with collegiate extension. That means the PPP mode. Collegiate means we also consider the cluster-based business organizations and farmer-producer organizations as equals. See, don't go by the ego that I have a PhD, I am a IIHR principal. No, that is not there. All our work has to be done through the CBBOs. That is the today's horticulture collegiate extension. I also did discuss with Uday when he was there last time. So, National Nursery Portal, kindly get into this. So, the Clean Plant program is, especially in case of the tomato leaf curl virus. Let me tell you, and especially even in chilies, the Bemisia tabaci, the whitefly is a vector. And if you don't do the nursery, if you don't put a net, what do you say, Sanjana ji? See, in the nursery management of chilies, if I don't put a net for 1,000 rupees, I lose the entire crop because they are all going to be affected by the TLCV. So one should have a clean plant program. See, obviously, the infection, especially the vector, is going to spread it. The Bemisia tabaci is the culprit. So in horticulture, it's very true because whether it is see, earlier bananas were propagated by suckers, but today we have the tissue culture plant only to give a clean plant program. See, otherwise, it will be affected by all the other diseases. For example, the fusarium wilt, which has eroded our, Nanjangud Rasabale. I was in KVK Suttur, I was attending an interview. I told, how are you going to rejuvenate our Nanjangud Rasabale, which is a premium, and it comes under the ODOP, one district, one product of Mysore. So, unfortunately, the NHB and the PPP is aiming at this. See, especially in case of horticulture, some are very, very premium plants. See, although we have the Elakki banana here, everybody eats it, and nobody eats that Robusta and Cavendish banana in Karnataka, at least I didn't see. Maybe in Telangana they eat it. Here the maximum banana consumed is only Elakki banana, and there is a very high demand for Nanjangud Rasabale, which has been slowly getting eroded because of fusarium wilt and that sort of things. So in the Vodop, actually in a PPP mode, through KVK Suttur, we are trying some interventions to bring back the Nanjangud Rasabale, which is a very famous thing of the district. So post-entry quarantine, that means, especially when you import certain planting material from abroad, especially apple, walnuts, almond. Almond comes from California. And you might not be knowing that the cashew is more costlier than the almond. What do you say, Venkatesh? See, the badam is very cheap, but the cashew is very costly. I did not know. When I was a young boy, I was thinking that the almond is more costly and my grandfather will give it. But now only I came to know, because my grandfather has died. that the cashew is more costly as compared to the almond, because the almonds are all coming from abroad. Okay, so we should be very careful, especially PUQ facilities at ICR. We have one in Srinagar, Bikaner, Mukteshwar and Arunachal Pradesh, which is going to screen. Hello? ಬಂದು ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ರಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Just a minute, one. He is coming. So therefore, we have all these quarantine centers here, which will screen. See, for example, I want to tell Usha and my friends Uday and all that. You see this, the so-called Parthenium. It was actually imported. When we imported wheat to India in the Green Revolution days, the Parthenium was also imported. So therefore, today we have to import another insect which eats the Parthenium. That's called the Zygogramma bicolorata, which almost looks like the ladybird beetle. Barta idar, they are coming. So therefore, friends, whenever you want to do a green revolution, evergreen revolution or a yellow revolution in horticulture, and without public-private partnership mode, one day you may bring only all the diseased and other planting material, and even if you have 350 million tons, okay, the country's CAGR and the growth is going to be affected. One should be very, very careful. So therefore, I told you how ICR has involved in this PPP mode. Then we have the government-supported cold chain sector coming from APIDA, then Ministry of Food Processing. You see how many multiple National Horticulture Board, National Horticulture Mission, APIDA and NABARD. So we also, IIHR gives the hand-holding. Okay, the minister has launched this AIF, I told you, with 1 lakh crore. I told you can get easily 5 crores with 3% interest. It's already written here. Okay, minimum 2 crores, 3% on term loan. 7 years is the term loan. I told you can do it. So that's how contract farming, okay, especially in public-private partnership in Andhra Pradesh, we have a case of banana. Of course, that is the Robusta banana over there. In Anantapur also, we have Desai fruits, Ini farms. Mahindra Agri has come in a big way. You see, especially in banana, I'll tell you, because this technology was developed by IIHR. See, this bagging of banana, and then, see, once when the banana flowers come, what they do is, they cut that flower. Chandan, I think this technology is there in our IIHR website. Puttu, you also have seen that. See, when they cut the flower, they are going to put a nutrient bag in that banana, this one, and then it will absorb. And then there will be a lot of enrichment for the banana hands and fingers, what we say technically. So all these technologies are there, and in contract farming, we are trying to improve the quality of the fruit. See, today you get so many fruits and vegetables. See, I'll tell you about the floriculture sector, especially in case of Bangalore. See, for 30 rupees, he gives you 250 grams of flowers. See, once upon a time, getting 2 rose flowers for doing a puja was hell. But today you get a lot of things. That means there's a record production, and actually there's a glut sort of situation, because in floriculture you can't do any value addition and nobody does it. So leveraging drones for banana cultivation. See, today, I have one Savik Mukherjee who is next to my door. So he was discussing with my daughter that, how the drone, that boy produced a drone, and he's a mechanical engineer. So he told that producing a drone is only 1 lakh, but it is sold at 10 lakh rupees for any of the organization. So there is a 900% profit in drone, and obviously you should go for the low volume, high effective spray, because it can take only 250 grams of the pesticide or whatever. So therefore, all these things, whether it is using drone or it is using this bagging of banana, using our banana Poshak Tattva. So all these things require high knowledge. Simply, you can't put a sucker and then say that, today nobody uses suckers for banana. What do you say, Chandan? People are using only this tissue culture planting material, and that's a big industry by itself. So contract farming in Gujarat, especially Santana variety, and then, you had that CPRA variety, Ushaji, that Pahari Aloo. I think you must have heard, people must have told you, McCain Foods. McCain Foods is the fellow who produces all these smileys which I eat every day. Every day I eat about 10 smileys, and all these smileys come from this Santana variety, which I'm showing in this visual, and also all our Frito-Lays. The Frito-Lays Vice President, one Mr. Jai Kumar, his roll number was AH146. That fellow was my classmate, and today he's a Vice President at Frito-Lays. He sits at New York. Okay? So all these contract farming are multi-dollar. Even Burger King, McDonald's, They don't take all your small alus which you use for your curry. Look at this big white alus. Did you get it? So earlier, just for doing French fries, we imported about 6,000 metric tons, and we have exported 30,000 metric tons. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means India does not have quality potato. What do you say, Chandan? We have production, but our quality is not there. See, we produce many things, but no quality. Okay, even Amul put a 100 crore plant. It was inaugurated by our PM, Banaskantha. Okay, all these things are there. So organic potential today, everybody talks about Paramparagat Krishi, organic kheti, and so on and so forth. In horticulture, it's very true because people have got the awareness. See, I am not a promoter of organic or inorganic. Please, I am only taking a lecture on public-private partnership. See, especially organic tomatoes. One of my students, he worked long back. So he told that, suppose organic tomato versus inorganic tomato. So Chandan, tell me in Kolar and Chintamani, can Putti, you just tell me, can you identify what is an organic tomato and what is an inorganic tomato just by seeing? You can't identify because nitrogen is taken up only in the ionic form. Whether it's coming from the organic source or inorganic source, you cannot identify. So therefore, only APIDA is the agency which does the certification. It goes mostly just by the certificate. So therefore, the organic potential is there until and unless, all of us with the public-private partnership put a separate stall in a super bazaar and say that these are the organic products which is at a higher premium and these are the inorganic sort of things, and look at the current market things, especially in organic horticulture. We have 23.35 compound annual grade, fantastic. Even domestic market we have a very high demand. Okay, even area expansion is there and the exports are also very high. But what is missing is the PPP, the public-private partnership, and institutional mechanism to fetch a premium price. And then, in MBA program, I think Usha must have heard, we say the STP, the segmentation, targeting, and positioning is very important, which can happen only through the PPP mode. So, Department of Agriculture Cooperation and Farmers Well, a lot of organic farming schemes have come. We have the Paramparagat Krishi, again it requires PPP. We have the Mission on Organic Value Chain Development in Northeast region. I can tell you that the entire Northeast region, whether it's tomatoes or whatever, is totally organic. And then we have the FPOs and the farmer producer companies, CBBO I told you. Okay, all these objectives are chemical free, eco-friendly. Market for organic produce has to be put in a very high demand. That's what I tell Dr. Chandan, who works at this orchids in Sikkim. So if he establishes a fantastic value chain for them and then position them, I think Chandan will get his promotion even at a much shorter time. That is the things there. So contract farming in Northeast region, I told you we have a NEH project. Okay, we work with the government of Nagaland, government of Manipur, and then we also have IIHR. We use the local KVKs there. We have also put the FPOs there. This is a 4 to 5 stakeholders are there. We have the Nahar Organics. Okay, 2 farmer producer organizations are involved there, especially dried perilla seeds. These are all things. Okay, then we have 2 FPOs working on calendula and red clover flowers. And see, today even you can the saffron. See, saffron actually it comes from the stigma of the saffron flower. I think many horticulture people also don't know that. See, in one flower you get only one stigma. If you remove that stigma, the style and stigma part, okay, which is actually on top of the ovary, it is the inferior ovary, superior. You know that inferior ovary, superior ovary, blah blah blah. All those things is studied in biology. So every style and stigma has to be harvested from a saffron flower, and today they are also trying with protected cultivation. So therefore, if somebody goes into saffron cultivation, they go into vanilla cultivation, come on, you cannot compare this horticulture farmer with the other one until and unless you have a public-private partnership. So it requires an institutional mechanism. So today's extension or today's agribusiness people, today's economics, so therefore there is nothing like extension today. It is simply called the Division of Social Science and Training, or Usha must be, in some university they also call it as Outreach Division. In Outreach Division, who are all will be there? We have extension people, we have economics people, okay, we have computer science, we have some horticulture people in my division. I have 35 scientists working with me. So today's extension, today's outreach, today's business model, today's public-private partnership, I have 3 scientists exclusively working only on the SASP program and NEH program and TSP program. Almost 20 days they will be touring, and their job is to strike memorandums with various governments, TNAU, Krishi Vigyan Kendras and FPOs. They sign contracts, they build B2B, B2C and other business models, and that's how it goes. Okay, then a lot of negotiations also should take place in private partners, then extension agencies, NGOs, and all are involved. See, please, if you have any, even Manage also, when they run the collaborative programs, I really like Manage for one thing. See your multiplication, in extension we call what is called as a multiplication efforts. See, that means you may be one organization, but the other organization are also yours. You can build a mechanism to involve them with whatever contract or remuneration, or with some business model, or with some MOUs, and you can use them and all the stakeholders for developing workable and effective service arrangement. That is the whole crux of the public-private partnership, especially in horticulture. I've been telling you, I gave so many examples. So even the Atma experiences are already there. You have a work plan. You have the SCWP. I think you already know. IDWG means what? Interdepartmental Working Group. You have a state-level sanctioning committee. The fund flow will come from the state to the agripreneurs to the SIG, WIG and FIG. SIG means not the Telugu SIG. It is the commodity interest group, the farmer interest groups. So the fund flow will be there. The work plan will be emanating from the CBBO, FPO, SIG, WIG, FIG. The WIG means women interest group. So and that's how all the other people, the Atma has got a BTT, that is the block technology team. I think Chandan, you are aware. The BTT is at the block level, and then we have the Atma at the district level, and we have the Krishi Vigyan Kendra, which also has an SAC, the Scientific Advisory Committee. So 726 KVKs will have their own mandates, they will have their own technologies, and that's how it works. Okay, so believe me, gentlemen, an individual effort. See, today, I think when many of you are not yet married, or if you are married, you know the things. Today, if somebody wants to raise a child, it is not an individual effort. What do you say, Chandan? Today, raising a child, you require an institution. So, you require a joint family to do it. So, I tell many of my students here, who are very interested to get married, so I tell, look, you kindly marry, but if you don't have a PPP mode, you can't develop a family. To develop a family, to raise a child, to raise a stakeholder, it's going to be very, very difficult. It requires PPPP. Okay, 4 P's are required, especially horticulture. So, obviously, the demands in extension, I told you, we have come from prescriptive extension from the Green Revolution days. We were taking a package of practice. I remember as an extension worker, many of my students were not born. So, I used to open the package of practice, then do seed treatment. And I was a extension worker of that sort. From that level, today, I am a suit boot ki extension worker. Dekho mera suit dekho, mera boot dekho. और मेरे टोपी है मेरा लंदन का. So that means today's extension worker is a corporate businessman. He is like Mahesh Babu. So he does many things today. So not only that old extension worker, if you see my photo about 40 years back, I used to wear a Hawaii slipper, go on an SD motorbike, and I used to talk the language of farmers. Even today I do all those things because my basic extension has not been gone. But today I am more a corporate extension guy. That too I am a horticulture extension guy. Okay, and I do with this PPP mode. So okay, market development is very, very important, especially in case of horticulture. Usha, you should kindly hint me if my time is over, because I don't want to overshoot. I can open it for questions as well. I can deliver some of the issues which I didn't cover even in the question answer session. Yeah, you please maintain my time. I think Dr. Uday is also there. So kindly,
yes, sir.
Yeah, kindly.
Sir, you can.
I have how many minutes more?
4 minutes.
Yeah. I see, because I am like a Vande Mataram train, you have to stop me somewhere. See, otherwise I don't stop at Ahmedabad. I'll go away to Delhi.
Our session is very interesting.
Yeah, okay. You keep a tab on my time, huh?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So now
you can take or to.
Yeah. So now this Usha will agree, this girl who sits there, she is an ABM student. See, come on, tell me, why are people not developing the markets for the farmers? See, I think, Usha, there is a game plan. See, if you develop market for the farmers, they will get 60 paise of the 1 rupee. They will get profit. Then you cannot exploit them. Again, that Lankeshwarudu movie problem is going to come. So, therefore, I don't know, please, I am not making a very blanket comment. Today, everybody, even the tribal minister says, you kindly develop a market for my tribal farmers. So now Chandan works in orchids. Who told orchids is not in demand? But now I ask this Chandan, whether that farmer gets 60 paise, I don't know. You have not made a study. See, when the farmer does not get 60 paise, myself and Chandrasekhar, we argue. Then the fellow who is adding value over and above that. See, now the real estate sector. I think all of you kindly listen. How many rupees you purchased the site? 25,000 rupees about 30 years back. Then after that you purchased a site, they were all revenue sites, you added value, you got a DC certificate, you built a big flat, and today each flat runs for 1 crore. But whether that 1 crore value addition have you given to that guy who sold the land? So this is where the question of equity comes, not equality. Please, I think Usha will know what is the difference between equity and equality. They are not same words. Equity means commensurate with my efforts, I need something. Don't give me more. Kindly don't give me one paisa more. But the fellow who aggregates, the fellow who adds value without actually working, is getting all the big profit. That is a typical structure of a capitalist structure. So now you should again remember Lankeshwarudu's movie and again go back. We are not talking about socialism or communism or a mixed economy and capitalism. We are only telling in an equitable distribution, you kindly get the revenues as commensurate with your work. So we have to analyze the market chain, we have to negotiate with different actors, especially when you come with organic produce and organic horticulture value chain, developing new products. See, come on, everybody is behind the mango juice. Why don't you come out with the kamalam juice? Why don't you come out with the dragon fruit juice? Why don't you come out with some other juice? Falsa, for example, I was eating falsa long back. Falsa juice is so good. It's an antioxidant. Many are highly anti-cancerous. Okay, and then, they're also low in glycemic index. But people are not developing markets for this. What you get in the market is only high sugar. The moment you drink, you should, your sugar will shoot up to 500 and you will have a heart attack. So, therefore, today's market development is about probiotic juice. In IIHR, we have a lot of probiotic juice. We work on glycemic index. We work on anti-cancerous properties of the various horticulture crops. Even the research is on. So, therefore, we require a public. See, this year is called the year of millets. Siridhanyala Varsha Samvatsaramanta. So, why we are talking about minor millets? Minor millets are low in glycemic index. You can avoid sugar, you can avoid BP, okay? And you will not feel hungry every now and then. Direct sugars or wheat or whatever you take or rice, every 2 hours you have to eat something. See, villagers don't eat anything. They even prepare bisibele bath out of this millets. I did eat in Gangavati long back. So we don't feel hungry at all. So your food consumption will come down. But next question you will ask, sir, if the food consumption comes down, who will buy all our products? We don't want a single commodity. We want diversified multiple commodities to be in the market. That's why it's called as a basket approach. We say a single window system for extension, but a basket approach for technologies. I think, Usha, I made this point. We require basket technologies and basket products and new products which are low in glycemic index, okay, which are high in vitamins and antioxidants, which are high in minerals and highly fortified. That sort of a market is required in horticulture, and it's already in place. See, today I can tell you so many horticulture juice, jams. Morning I drank a juice that was called as the green apple juice. It's very high in antioxidants, and see, like that you can come to my office, I can show you some 10-15 different juices and then how their glycemic index and all that. So now my food consumption has reduced. Directly I eat lunch and then evening I eat something and simply live on juice, jams and jellies, and I'm off. I'm very healthy now as compared to 10 years back. So production to consumption, retailing, trading, processing, all these require public-private partnership. You have to strike. One of my students, Anjali Sati, works in Amazon marketing. She is the head at Amazon marketing. That girl, sits at Hebbal. So she has been working on this market chains in horticulture, and that's how it has to be, the PPP model. So these are all, today's PPP is also called Extension Plus. Some people also call all this. So now I am asking you, last but not the least, some 2-3 slides more in the public-private partnership in horticulture. Whether do you know how to, I'm asking even my students here, whether Chandan or this Navneeta or anybody. Do you know how to form a FPO? I don't know. Do you know how to form a CBBO? Do you know who is the CEO of a CBBO? Okay, then what is the remuneration model? How are they buying the inputs? Many nitty-gritties are there. Simply, reading and writing is different. Then have we explored the market? I asked Dr. Chandan, do you know where these orchid markets are there? Whether they are in India or they are in China or Burma, I don't know. He has to explore. So then how are you going to distribute and the new inputs and technologies? Of course, my scientists here, Sendil and Shankar, they distribute a lot of inputs in the SCSP. Okay, every day there is an exposure visit come training, and then we have a lot of people coming. Then credit use and repayment, are you going to link with the SBI like what IIHR did? And then we don't stand as a guarantee, but our technology is a guarantee by itself. Then I told you the new value added products, it may be the kamalam juice, or it may be avocado juice. See, even today Sitafal, the Annona squamosa, we are not able to make a juice out of it. See, people tried this banana beverage. I think Usha must have drank one or two of this. It becomes black after some 5 minutes. See, this is the research problem. So our post-harvest fellows are working day in and day out. See, in our post-harvest value addition, when we conduct the RTP programs, Dr. Uday was there last time in IIHR. We are working on two fronts. One is we are trying to improve the shelf life. The other one is we are trying to process it with low sugar. And even without adding any external sugar, can I process and keep it at least for 6 months? Okay, these are all research things. But if I want to upscale this and commercialize these technologies through our best art, I require a public-private partnership mode. So friends, very quickly I will conclude. And of course, in another session, I'll tell you how these incubators are trained and they are incubated in IIHR. I think my time 11:30 is also getting to, and I will show you more slides when we have a discussion mode. So therefore, to conclude, gentlemen, especially public-private partnership in horticulture is a healthy, vibrant and responsive system. Okay, it should have more inclusive horticulture growth. I've already mentioned what is an inclusive growth. And today's horticulture public-private partnership is not just producing tomato and throwing it somewhere. Okay, then we also have to operationalize this public-private partnership. Of course, there are so many linkage mechanisms. Okay, there is a formal linkage, there's an informal linkage, an MOU is there. I think all these my students of extension would have studied how to develop linkage, coordination. Okay, there used to be another issue which is called the convergence. I think my extension people will tell you, see, convergence does not mean you have an MOU and then you converge. See, come on, today if with a mobile phone, if 3 of my students have to go to a movie, why everybody should converge at some Hesarghatta and then go to the movie? 3 people are in different directions and in different destinations. So they can simply give a common point, all of you come near the movie theater, we can converge. So what is the use of convergence? We can save time, we can save efforts, we can save the inputs and cost. So similarly, the public-private partnership is forged only because there is a saving in time, saving in the cost, and multiplication of our efforts. See, for example, I was seeing in the BTT, I was working in Atma SRP in Bhubaneswar long back. This was around 2004. Many of you were not born or whatever. See, now you have a Department of Horticulture, Department of Veterinary. Okay, everybody is taking their own vehicle and going. Can't you all hire a single vehicle and then 5 fellows from the block technology team go in a single vehicle, Chandan? Why should they waste that much of taxi fare? So we used to comment, but today, every officer, whether a agriculture officer or a sericulture officer, he's a king. Everybody wants to have the luxury of coming in their own vehicle without the PPP. So therefore, friends, it is a facilitating extension. I told you today it's all collegiate public-private partnership. There is no high and low. The agriculture department or horticulture department person need not feel that he is a subordinate to the district collector, or the district collector need not feel in the Atma or the project director Atma is a superior person, and there is no superior inferior when you come to public-private partnership. To me, even a farmer who may not be so educated like you, he is also, when I say collegiate extension, for me all are equal. Whether you have PhD or don't have PhD, whether you have power or no power, all this power, in the movie Spider-Man, that one old lady was there, she was telling that Tobey Maguire, he is the hero of Spider-Man, that old lady told, "Oh son, with great power comes great responsibility." So giving you a public-private partnership power is only to coordinate and converge. It is not for you to show off or show your power, and then, when the district collector arrives and there are a gun salute and all those things are not there in the public-private partnership. We are all partners in progress. And remember, whether we draw very fat salaries or fat pension or we make a lot of profit. Profit is one aim, but the distribution of profits is the ultimate. That's why I end my talk with this famous Bhagavad Gita quote. Okay, it says, "Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge." Whenever the injustice is going to come. The same thing is also taken in the Bible. The sons of Abraham and Abraham will fight, and Jesus Christ will be born again to rule the earth. Thank you very much. So that is about public-private partnership in horticulture. Now I stop sharing and then we can open it for some discussion. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, Usha, I stopped sharing. We can open it for questions. Anything put in the chat box, let me have a look at it.
Now the session is open for question and
Yes,
answer.
yeah, we'll have more question and answers because
Participants to kindly be interactive, as we have already mentioned.
yeah, I'm just reading some of the chats here. One minute, they submitted something for you. Okay, otherwise I don't see questions here. Yeah, let them talk. Yeah.
Request all the participants, if you have any queries, kindly interact with sir.
Yeah, now I am going to ask this Sunita, or I have Pranay Mahapatra, I can see Shobha Rani ji.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, please. No, I am asking you a question. See, when we do a public-private partnership, see, all your designations will go away. What do you say, Sunita? Whether our designations are important in partnership? No.
Definitely, sir. It would be very useful for the farmers.
Okay. No, suppose you are working with an NGO and you are the Mandal Agriculture Officer.
Like all these other personnel, they are going to help the farmers in bringing all their value-added products to the market.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's going to be very useful, sir, this public-private partnership.
When two powerful people come together, when there is a collaboration, obviously the partnership is going to strengthen. See, that's why, I was reading Hicks and Gullett. It's a green book of organization behavior. So, Chandran, there they used to argue, what is the basis of collaboration? When do we collaborate? When two people assume that both are having the power, then only they collaborate. So, a public-private partnership will not go, but one is a weak actor, the other one is a strong actor. All are equally important. That means all are complementary in nature. See, there is a difference in complementary and supplementarity. Okay? When the four partners are going to contribute, it is called complementary partnership. Okay? If somebody is going to add only, it's called a supplementary relationship. I think now you should get this public-private partnership. All have equal power, all have equal stakes, and especially the farmer has very, very high stakes, and because whose upliftment is centered to us, and therefore we run this program. Yes. Now other questions, please. Yeah, Srishanka Saha is there, Prashanti is there. Okay, I see Vimla Sharan madam, then Sai Kanta, Amol Kale is there, I know this boy. Sai Kant, I know. Dr. Kashmiri, do you have any questions? I'll unmute you. No, Kashmiri is not there. Kashmir tu मैं कन्याकुमारी. अरे भाई कश्मीरी जी बोलिए ना.
Good morning, sir. This is Amol, sir.
Yeah, Amol जी बोलिए ना.
Consultant. Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I am fine, Amol. हम बहुत पहले मिले थे.
जी सर, जी सर, जी.
से अब हमारी ये मिलन
बिल्कुल
हो
सर,
रहा
बिल्कुल.
है. आप बोलिए सर.
काफी इंटरेक्टिव सेशंस है सर आपका, और काफी चीजें हमने सुनी जो भी एग्रीप्रेन्योर्स को जरूरी होती है, और काफी अच्छा लगा सर सभी सुन के.
नहीं, आप मुझे ये बताइए कि बिना पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप, मान लो कि आप एनजीओ चला रहे हो, क्या आप
जी
अकेले
सर।
कर सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं सर, अभी कोई भी चीज अकेले करने के लिए उतना आज का जब हम देख रहे हैं कि कंटिन्यूस अपग्रेडेशन हमें चाहिए
करेक्ट,
और हमें ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट पे फोकस करना पड़ता है बिजनेस के।
करेक्ट,
तो वो कलेक्टिव वर्क रहेगा तो ही हम सक्सेस कर पाएंगे।
करेक्ट।
और
यानी
जो
यानी
पब्लिक,
मान लो कि केवीके इज ओनली गुड इन द टेक्नोलॉजी पार्ट, दे नो व्हाट इज द टेक्नोलॉजी, प्रोडक्शन प्रैक्टिस क्या है, वो सब वो लोग माहिर है। मान लो
एग्जैक्टली सर।
कोई एनजीओ है, दे आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग द एमओयूज एंड दे विल ब्रिंग द फंड्स। सो मान लो अगर बैंक पार्टनर के साथ हमने गठबंधन किया तो वहां से लोन रिलीज होना ये भी आसान हो जाएगा।
जी
और
यस सर,
हाँ, और देन
ऑब्वियसली सर।
मार्केट डेवलपमेंट में मान लो जैसे महाग्रेव्स ने किया था, या कोई नासिक में ऑनियन प्रोड्यूसर्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। सो एवरीबडी इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट यहाँ मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि एक शोषण की व्यवस्था, यानी एक एक्सप्लॉयटेटिव रिलेशनशिप को हम अवॉइड कैसे करें व्हेन वी गो ऑन ए पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप। यही बस ये प्रश्न मेरा दिमाग में बैठा है, एंड आई जस्ट वांट ऑल ऑफ
यस
यू
यस
टू रिएक्ट विद दिस प्लीज।
यस,
How
थैंक
to
यू।
avoid exploitation in a public-private partnership mode when some actors want to dominate? ये है मेरा
लाइक
प्रश्न। हाँ,
like sir, regarding exploitations, many where it's found that if you run the programs or any business also,
हाँ,
so proprietor itself he is not fulfilling some parameters that is very much
हाँ, हेलो
required as per the requirement of the business.
हेलो, ಇದು ಬರ್ರೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿ?
तो वहां पे अगर हम जो भी बुनियादी
हाँ,
चीजें जो है कि
हाँ, yeah. So therefore, the question of exploitation will come when somebody has more power, or I don't know whether the Atma PD or the district collector or whoever it is. So
yes,
here the question of here the farmer producer organization should dictate what is going to happen, and then they should be getting. See, अगर एक कहावत है ना अमोल,
जी
अगर
सर,
अगर बच्चे रोते नहीं है तो माँ दूध नहीं देती है।
यस यस यस,
So ये दुनिया का दस्तूर है कि see, unless there is a very heavy demand placed on the stakeholders, people are not going to, they should not be passive. इसीलिए जब
यस
हम
यस,
कॉलेजिएट एक्सटेंशन की बात करते हैं, हम काफी इन लोगों को इन लोगों को एम्पावर करके, सशक्त करके, इसको कैसी प्रश्न पूछा जाए और क्या क्या अपेक्षा रखनी चाहिए, इसको भी हम उसको एम्पावरमेंट देना बहुत जरूरी हो जाती है।
यस सर, यस
Otherwise, एक पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप में इफ पीपल बिकम वेरी पैसिव, उसका पैसिव रहने से कोई अपेक्षा या उम्मीद पूरी नहीं होती है। एंड देयरफॉर द वेरी फंडामेंटल थिंग इज द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द एफपीओज एंड सीबीबीओज, ताकि वो कैसा प्रश्न, उसको काफी जानकारी प्राप्त करना होगा और बाद में उसको सशक्त करना होगा, और तब ही ये पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप का कुछ मौल्यता उछल उछल के निकलती है।
यस यस यस, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
शायद मेरी हिंदी आपको लग रहा
सर
है।
एब्सोल्युटली ओके सर, नो प्रॉब्लम विद हिंदी, यस।
So now I want others also. I think Shobha Rani madam is there. She's a nodal officer. I think she's from Vijaya Dairy. No, Vijayawada से है। हाँ,
yes sir, Vijayawada.
हाँ, Shobha Rani madam जी, आदि మీరు చెప్పండి. See, ఇప్పుడు పబ్లిక్ ప్రైవేట్, are you doing some experiments on public private partnership? ఎక్కడ పని చేస్తున్నారు? Can you just share your experience?
Actually, I am the nodal officer for ACABC program, sir.
Oh, very good.
మరి పర్టికులర్ మా ఏరియాలో పబ్లిక్ పార్ట్నర్షిప్ తో చేసే పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ అయితే ఎవరు లేరు సార్. ఎవరికి వాళ్ళు ఓన్ బిజినెస్ సార్.
అది కరెక్టే. ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే, ఓన్ బిజినెస్ అయినా వాళ్ళందరినీ, సారీ ఐ జస్ట్ టాక్ ఇన్ తెలుగు ఫర్ 2 minutes, వాళ్ళందరినీ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేసి ఒక ఫెడరేట్ చేసి, కాంట్ యూ మేక్ సచ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎ థింగ్ సో దట్ వాళ్ళకి ఇంకా మస్తు ఫండ్స్ వస్తాయి, అండ్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎనీ పీపుల్ టు ది నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్. ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఎదగాలంటే వాళ్ళు నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి ఎదగాలి కదా. ఇప్పుడేమో వాళ్ళు జస్ట్ ఒక ఉద్యమకారుడుగా ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు ఒక స్టార్ట్అప్గా కానీ ఒక ఫెడరేషన్ చేసుకుంటే వాళ్ళు ఇంకా ఎదుగుతారు కదా. సో బికాస్ టుడే వాట్ ఉషా అండ్ ఉదయ్ హ్యావ్ గివన్ దిస్ టాపిక్ పబ్లిక్ ప్రైవేట్ పార్ట్నర్షిప్ ఇన్ హార్టికల్చర్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు వెన్ వి ఇంటగ్రేట్ టుగెదర్ ఇంకా మనం ఎదుక్కోవచ్చు అని. ఇప్పుడు సస్టైనెన్స్ ఫార్మింగ్కును, సస్టైనబుల్ ఫార్మింగ్కును, కమర్షియల్ ఫార్మింగ్కును, ఒక ఎంటర్ప్రినర్షిప్ అండ్ స్టార్టప్ ఫార్మింగ్కు చాలా తేడా ఉంటుంది. అది రకరకమైన లెవెల్స్ అన్నమాట. సో ఒక మంచి ఎదగాలంటే ఐఎమ్ సీయింగ్ ఇన్ అండ్ అరౌండ్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక 4 హోటల్, ఇప్పుడు పుల్లారెడ్డి స్వీట్స్ ఉంది ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. పుల్లారెడ్డి స్వీట్స్ హీ విల్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఇన్ 1 సెంటర్. ఇప్పుడు హైదరాబాద్లో నేను చూశాను, హీ విల్ సప్లై ఇట్ ఇన్ 4-5 సెంటర్స్. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఇంటిగ్రేట్, ఇప్పుడు ఒక చిన్న మ్యారేజ్ బ్రోకర్ అండి. సి నౌ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక పెళ్లి జరుగుతుంది అనుకోండి, దట్ కుక్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ డే దెర్ విల్ బి 10 మ్యారేజెస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్. So don't think everything is cooked in the same chowltry. They will cook in some other place also. ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా స్వీట్ తక్కువ పడితే వాళ్ళు తీసుకొస్తుడు. Then this sort of a supply chain and value chain they have integrated. What do you say?
Sir, yes sir.
Correct.
Actually,
సో పాతకాలంలో మనం ఏమనుకున్నాము, ఒక పెళ్లి అంటే వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఆ వంటగదిలో మాకే వంట చేస్తారు, మనం ఒక 1000 ప్లేట్స్ 2000 ప్లేట్స్ పెళ్లికి ఆర్డర్ ఇచ్చాము అని అలా అనుకున్నాము.
Actually, mushroom cultivation women ఉన్నారు సార్. ఓన్లీ దట్ ఉమెన్ ఓన్లీ డూయింగ్ లైక్ దట్ సార్. ఎందుకంటే ఒకళ్ళ దగ్గరే 10 కిలోలు దొరకవు కదా, 10 kgs మష్రూమ్స్ దొరకవు కదా.
సో దేర్ఫోర్ నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే, ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు అగ్రిగేట్, ఇప్పుడు మష్రూమ్ కానీ ఏదైనా కానీ, వెన్ యూ వాంట్ టు అగ్రిగేట్ ద పీపుల్ అండ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ మినిమం కెపాసిటీ అండ్ టన్నేజ్ ఫర్ మార్కెటింగ్, you have to come together and establish this public-private partnership mode. ఇప్పుడు the farmers, why they are suffering? వాళ్ళు ఒంటరిగా పోతున్నారు మార్కెట్కి. They are unable to go in a single group or have at least 10 tons of the produce to market. So दिनेश मंडलोई साहब, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते थे, मैं आपको अनम्यूट करता हूँ, आप बोलिए सर. दिनेश सर, दिनेश जी विजुअल में आए. दिनेश जी, anybody else? See, a lot of issues have come, especially in horticulture. I told you. Yeah, Dinesh, you had something? See, now what Shobha Rani was telling, is the nodal officer of ACABC, and my students here also will aggregate. Amma, I was just telling that today, in a marriage, nobody will cook only in the marriage. 10 marriages will be there in 10 chowltries. So, they will integrate together. There is a supply chain in place. And that sort of a public-private partnership we have. Suppose, in one marriage the sweet is over, that fellow brings sweet from the other marriage. So all such models are available, and I think people should make note of this. Especially today I have seen even hotels in Bangalore, okay, even that people who come on the cart, okay, on the roadside, they are also integrated. Okay, if Donne Biryani is over in one cart, he will immediately in 10 minutes he will bring it from the next thing. Okay, so today everything is about partnership, and even when I talk about mergers and acquisitions, see why software companies are merging. Okay, they are merging to get a meaningful load. I told you about the coffee marketing. Coffee Arabica is sold at 120 rupees a kilo, but the coffee powder is sold at 500 rupees a kilo. Where is the 380 rupees of value addition? Especially my student Navnita was saying, there is a civet cat, when it eats the coffee beans, and they collect the coffee seeds from the feces of that cat, and then that is a very high value premium coffee. So if the coffee has to be collected and processed like this, with a single cat it cannot be done, and a single farmer cannot do. What do you say, Navnita ji? We require at least 1000 farmers and 2000 cats to do this job. So that is definitely a public-private partnership model. And today many of the value-added, high-value crops and all, especially saffron development, or it may be avocado, or it may be any value-added products. It is not simply one farmer doing, and there was a movie in Telugu called Vantadi Poratam. So there is no Vantadi Poratam. It is Kalisi Unte, Kalisi Sukamu, Brataku Sukamu. So there was a song like that. So when you integrate more, you have a better business and better value. Yeah, now others can also ask 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, Usha, why don't you ask something? You are an ABM student. I don't see Uday here, because Uday also used to ask questions. Uday Garu, is he there? Uday? Okay, Usha, nuve adugu. Uday ledemo.
Sir, about CDBO, right?
Yeah. Kodi visual rana na. Andaru chusturu ninnu.
Am I visible now?
యా యు ఆర్ ఆడిబుల్. నీ ఇది ఫేస్ కనపడలే.
Sir, my
ఏం నెట్ స్లో ఉందా?
Yeah, it's visible. Carry on.
ఓకే ఓకే, ఐ డెంట్ సీ ఉషాజీ. ఓకే ఉషా అడుగమ్మా ప్లీజ్. నానా అడుగు.
about this cluster
కొద్ది
based
గట్టిగా
business
మాట్లాడరే.
no?
అడుగు నానా.
You have mentioned regarding cluster.
క్లస్టర్ బేస్డ్ బిజినెస్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. అవును.
Right now, I guess NABARD is monitoring CBBOs at state level or district. What is the eligibility criteria? Or maybe like 10 FPOs, or how it can be found?
ఓకే ఓకే, ఇట్స్ ఎ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. ఇప్పుడు నౌ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టిఎస్పి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది నాన్న, ట్రైబల్ సబ్ ప్లాన్ ఉంది. సో నౌ ఆర్ SCSP ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఓకే, షెడ్యూల్ కాస్ట్ అండ్ దట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇస్ దేర్. సో వాళ్ళకి హౌ టు ఆర్గనైజ్ అంటే జస్ట్ టుడే మార్నింగ్ ఇన్ మై రూమ్ దే వర్ ఆల్ కలెక్టింగ్ దేర్ ఆధార్ కార్డ్స్, ఓకే, దేర్ క్యాస్ట్ సర్టిఫికేట్, ఇవన్నీ మినిమం ఉంటుంది. సో ద బ్యాంక్ విల్ ఆస్క్ దీస్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్. ఆధార్ కార్డ్ ఒకటి, క్యాస్ట్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఒకటి, ఆర్ ఇప్పుడు షెడ్యూల్ ట్రైబ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఉంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ దట్ వన్. ఒక్కసారి ఇది ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత ఓకే దట్ FPO విల్ బి గివెన్ ఎ లోన్, లెట్ us say 5 crores ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. దానికి 5 crores వీళ్ళు కలెక్షన్ చేసుకుంటే 300 షేర్ హోల్డర్స్ వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళీ ఒక 5 crore మ్యాచింగ్ గ్రాంట్ వస్తుంది. దెన్ ఆఫ్టర్వర్డ్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఇన్పుట్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్. ఇప్పుడు IIHR ఇస్ ది partner to do this input distribution in horticulture crops. Although not only input, actually we are pushing our technologies anamata. So we give our technologies, then akkada Department of Horticulture, Tamil Nadu gani, Karnataka gani, they are our other partners. So then we have the Krishi Vigyan Kendra as the knowledge partner. Then tarvata FPO and CBBO also as partners. And then that state level horticulture bundle horticulture officer or whoever, they are also partners. So this is how the entire servicing, hand-holding and this sort of things are going to take place. Yes, Nana, I think I have answered part of your question.
Yeah, sir. Also, is there any role of APEDA in this, in any of the PPP model?
Yes, no, ఇది మంచి క్వశ్చన్. ఇది ఇప్పుడు APEDA will come only when the export issue is going to come. This is point number 1. ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆర్గానిక్ సర్టిఫికేషన్ who will give? APEDA will give. APEDA, the deputy general manager, ఒక డాక్టర్ రవీంద్ర అని ఉండే. That boy was my classmate. He retired just about 6 months back. So APEDA ఇప్పుడు ఆర్కిడ్ ఫార్మింగ్ ఉంది. Okay, all the export-oriented crops, they have to be certified by APEDA. Then only you will get a license. So APEDA's role as a public-private partner is a very, very important thing. Wherever this floriculture, okay, wherever this organic farming, export, especially ekkadekada potado, and every country has got their own certifying standards. See, ipudu pesticide residue analysis ent undali. So all those things. For example, IIHR has got this honey testing lab. Okay, this is the only lab in India and the first of its kind. ఇప్పుడు you know that honey is full of dextrose sugar. ఇప్పుడు చైనా నుంచి ఒక కల్తీ వచ్చేది. ఓకే, పీపుల్ యూస్ టు కంటామినేట్ దట్ విత్ ద డెక్స్ట్రోస్ షుగర్. ఓకే, నౌ అవర్ హనీ టెస్టింగ్ ల్యాబ్, whether it is coming from the honey bee Apis florea or Apis dorsata, which is called the rock bee, it will finally test and tell that whether that particular honey is contaminated or some mixture is there. See, otherwise, people used to sell honey 300 rupees or a kg, and 300 rupees every star by. See, even a good honey should cost you not less than 600 to 800 rupees.
600 to 8. Yes, sir.
Correct.
I definitely agree on this.
Avanni kalti adi. That is only mixture. A China nunchi edo oka dextrose syrup vachedi. Danni veetito kalpi they used to tell.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, APEDA's role is very, very primary, and that too certification agencies. ఇప్పుడు FSSAI ఉంది నాన్న. Okay, Food Safety Standards of India. Now, FSSAI లో we have our colleague, what is his name, man? That we had our IIHR person. And parent ma Sardarji పేరు ఆయన. ಜಯಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಬ್ರು ಸರ್ದಾರ್ಜಿ ಇದಲ್ಲ, ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ FSSAI ಹೋದ್ರಲ್ಲ. Ek Oberoi was there. He was our principal scientist and head. He now heads at FSSA. So even FSSA is involved in many of the certification. See, otherwise, ఇప్పుడు ఎనీ ఎఫ్పిఓ ఆర్ సిబిబిఓ వాళ్ళేమో తప్పు చేయకుండా దే might not do any mistake, but unnecessarily they will get into controversy. For example, what happened with this Maggi noodles? ఇప్పుడు Patanjali is there, Dant Kanti is there. Every time there is some controversy. Now people మామూలు ప్రోడక్ట్ ఇచ్చేసి they will say that it's a premium product, it's an organic product. ఇప్పుడు even that Maggi noodles they told it is even Maggi noodles they told it has very high monosodium glutamate. So all those controversies will be avoided if it is certified neatly, and then we position our cluster-based business organization through TSP or NCSP in a very meaningful manner. Thank you.
Sir.
Chappu Nana.
Well, sir, one more query I have.
Like
you already mentioned, APEDA gives maybe certificate of origin.
Organic,
it gives
organic istar, organic.
Yeah, certificate of origin and organic also they are giving right now.
Yeah.
So can APEDA provide any training or something related to export quality to these CBBOs or FPOs, where FPOs can really improve themselves? Maybe in horticulture value addition.
This is a nice question. There are so many online, offline programs. You go into the APEDA website, and at the same time, many for example, we have our Ramanjanayulu garu, okay, who sits at
CSA,
Center CSR, okay, CSA, Center for Sustainable Agriculture. అక్కడ నా స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా ఉన్నారు. ఒక దుర్గా తిలక్ అని వర్క్స్. సో దే ఆర్ ఆల్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఏజెన్సీస్ విచ్ ఆర్ సర్టిఫైడ్ టు టేక్ దిస్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రైనింగ్. ఇప్పుడు ఆర్గానిక్ అని ప్రూవ్ చేయడానికి కానీ ఐ విల్ షేర్ దిస్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ దుర్గా తిలక్ అండ్ రామాంజనేయులు ఈజ్ మై PhD classmate. So you can take it, and many agencies are giving this sort of training, hand holding, okay, certification, and then all that standards people have improved. CSA is doing a very good job. Points are Ramanjanelu also took classes in natural farming.
Yes,
manage lo regular ga vastuntaడు. You can get in touch with him.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Participants, any other questions left? Sir, one query we have got in chat box by Mr. Shivashankar, ADA. Sir, there is a gap between FPOs and private companies. Government shall have to play a facilitating role to have a liaising.
Correct. It is a very ఎవరు శివశంకర్ సార్, కరెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకంటే శివశంకర్ గారు, కెన్ యూ కమ్ ఆన్ ది విజువల్? మిమ్మల్ని చూసి నేను ఆనందం పడతాను. శివశంకర్ గారు ఎక్కడున్నారు?
శివశంకర్ సార్, ఆర్ యు దేర్?
శివశంకర్ జీ కొద్ది మీరు వీడియో ఆన్ చేయరు. శివశంకర్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఓకే ఓకే నానా, శివశంకర్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు సార్. కొద్ది ఓకే శివశంకర్ సార్, కొద్ది విజువల్ ఆన్ చేయరా? ఒక్క నిమిషము. అదే మీరు కనపడలేదే. హలో, ఓకే నానా, ఓకే. శివశంకర్ తో ముఖాముఖి చర్చ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికూ చెప్పొద్దండి ప్లీజ్. మెనీ ఎఫ్పిఓస్ వాళ్ళు ప్రైవేట్ కంపెనీస్ వాళ్ళు ఈ సర్టిఫికేషన్ పేరులో ఫ్రాడ్ కూడా చేస్తున్నారు. ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు డిస్కస్ ఇన్ దిస్ పబ్లిక్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్, అది బాగుండదు. సో దేర్ ఫోర్ గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యావ్ క్యాన్సల్ ది లైసెన్స్. ఎస్పెషలీ ఇప్పుడు ఐ వాజ్ ఇన్ బాపట్ల వెరీ రీసెంట్లీ. ఎస్పెషలీ దట్ జగన్స్ గవర్నమెంట్, దే హ్యాడ్ గివన్ సీడ్ లైసెన్సెస్ టు మెనీ ఎఫ్పిఓ. నాన్న నువ్వు విను, ఇక్కడ విను, ఆంధ్రాలో ఏంట్రా నవనీత విను. ఇప్పుడు చాలా మందికి సీడ్ లైసెన్స్ ఇచ్చారు. when they are not doing the standard whether breeder seed or certified seed, their licenses will be cancelled. Definitely government should play this role. And ఇప్పుడు అన్ని ప్రైవేటైజేషన్ ఎఫ్పిఓ అంటే వాళ్ళు విచ్చలవిడిగా మనసుకు తోచినట్టు చేయకూడదు. సో దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ది ఇష్యూ హియర్. గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ టు ప్లే నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫెసిలిటేటింగ్ రోల్ బట్ ఆల్సో ఏ మానిటరింగ్ రోల్. I think శివశంకర్ గారు మంచిగానే చెప్పారు. ఈజ్ అన్ ADA, Assistant Director of Agriculture, and definitely people should not take advantage of this privatization and FPOs and all this public-private partnership. సరేరా బాయ్ మనం పబ్లిక్ ప్రైవేట్ పార్ట్నర్స్ అయిపోయాము, మనం చేసిందన్నీ శివశంకర్ గారు సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇస్తారని వాళ్ళు అనుకుంటే అది పొరపాటు. సో డెఫినెట్లీ ఐ డోంట్ థింక్ దట్ షుడ్ అక్కర్. అండ్ ఈవెన్ అట్ IIHR ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్స్ వీ రన్ మెనీ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, బట్ ఒక ఆడిట్ అనేది శివశంకర్ గారు ఎప్పుడూ ఉంటుంది. సి ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ టు ఆడిట్. ఓకే, సో నోబడి కెన్ ఎస్కేప్ అండ్ షుడ్ నాట్ ఎస్కేప్ ఆల్సో. సో ఈ ఒక రైడర్తోనే ఇవన్నీ ఈ అభివృద్ధి కార్యక్రమాలు వస్తుంటాయి. సో డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ రిలవెంట్ క్వశ్చన్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ శివశంకర్ బట్ ఫర్ ది ఎంటైర్ ఆడియన్స్ హియర్, that any FPO or a private company and the government, when the three partners are there, government will always have a monitoring role and an upper hand. It can cancel the license. And ఏదైనా దొంగతనాలు జరుగుతుంటే అది ఊకొని nobody is going to keep quiet. Thank you, sir. Shivshankar garu, I hope I have answered your question. Yeah. Shivshankar garu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He said yes.
Yeah, please, ఎవరైనా సరే, please, those who are here in this session, kindly don't think that by forging public-private partnership మాకు అన్ని ఎండార్స్మెంట్స్ వస్తాయి అని అనుకోకూడదు. నోబడి విల్ గెట్ ఎండార్స్మెంట్. మీరు మా కొడుకులు కూతుర్లే అయినా కూడా ఎండార్స్మెంట్స్ అలా ఈజీగా దొరకదు. ఏమంటావమ్మా, అందరినీ ఎండార్స్ చేయాలా? చేయకూడదు.
No. We can't. Somebody who's performing or outperforming, maybe not them.
No, Ushaji, you please tell the audience, and we have also told, just because there is a public-private partnership, nobody will endorse everything. Anybody,
yes, sir.
అలా ఎవరైనా తిరుగుబాటు చేయొచ్చు. Anybody can, become a whistleblower. అక్కడ స్నోడెన్ అని whistleblower. ఎవరైనా పొరపాటు అయితే they will do it. See, because ultimately the customer is the king and he has to get the best produce and the best market. Initial stages lone, if they spoil their name in a FPO or public-private partnership, definitely there is problem. See, because not only money, see here, sabka saath, sabka vikas. We will not endorse everything done by everybody here. Yeah, please. ఉషాజీ, ఇంకెవరైనా ఇక్కడ ఈయన ఫోటోలో వచ్చిండు దినేష్ మండ్లోయ్. కెన్ యూ ఆస్క్ సమ్ క్వశ్చన్? ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు అన్మ్యూట్. దినేష్ జీ, కుछ पूछिए ना. డాక్టర్ కశ్మీరీ అమ్మాయి రాలేదు. యూ ఆస్క్ సార్, అడగండి ప్లీజ్. మండ్లోయ్ పూछोना.
जी सर, आई एम वर्क इन फील्ड, बट जो जब देखते हैं मतलब पढ़ते हैं
हम लोग उठो वो चढ़े देख पीछे हाँ बाहर लगे देखता है.
अरे राजेश, बात मत करो यार. ओके दिनेश मंडलोय, बोलो ना यार.
एक्चुअली सर, हम जो पढ़ते हैं प्रॉब्लम है.
रजनी दिशोरिया, मंडलोय स्पीकिंग. काइंडली म्यूट. ओके मंडलोय, बोलो ना यार.
एक्चुअली जो बेसिक जो प्रॉब्लम जो फील्ड हम देखते हैं, मतलब जो हम स्टडी में जो पढ़ते हैं वो अलग रहता है, लेकिन जो बेसिक फील्ड में जो प्रॉब्लम है किसानों के साथ, जो हम पब्लिक प्राइवेट सेक्टर में एक्चुअली वो ट्रस्ट नहीं कर पा रहे.
ट्रस्ट किससे? ट्रस्ट गवर्नमेंट से नहीं कर पा रहे, या एनजीओ से नहीं कर पा रहे, या प्राइवेट प्लेयर से नहीं कर पा रहे?
प्राइवेट प्लेयर से सर एक्चुअली फार्मर को विश्वास नहीं है इस बात का कि वो जो प्रोडक्ट है जो भी प्रोड्यूस करेंगे उसका सही प्राइस उनको मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा. इसकी वजह से कुछ दिनों तक चलता है, उसके बाद में वो फिर खत्म हो जाता है. हमारे सर लगभग 10-11 एपीओ सर अभी रनिंग टू 1 or 2 ईयर, बट वो कुछ काम नहीं कर पा रहे सर.
करेक्ट.
बेसिकली
ये बहुत ही अच्छा प्रश्न जो मंडलो जी ने उठाया है मुद्दा इस वक्त. ओके, मैं ये बताता हूँ, आप सुनो ना मेरी बात. देखो भाई, कोई भी, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि हर प्राइवेट प्लेयर है वो शोषण करने के लिए तुला है. ओके, पहली बात. और दूसरी बात, हम ये भी नहीं बोल सकते कि हर एफपीओ इतना साफ है कि वो कुछ हेरा फेरी ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो भी कर रहे होंगे। सो इसको जांच के हमें ये बताना होगा कि अरे भाई कोई भी किसी को शोषण करने पे तैयार हो जाता है तो दैट इज द प्लेस वेयर द पार्टनरशिप इज गोइंग टू कम इनटू पिक्चर, एंड उस शोषण को हमें किसी न किसी तरफ से उसका विरोध करना चाहिए। ओके, नो सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सप्लॉयटेशन शुड बी अलाउड। वही तो एक पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप जो ट्रस्ट पे चलती है, वही एक इस पे आधार है, और इस आधार स्तंभ पे हमारा ये जो पार्टनरशिप खड़ा है उसी पे चलता है। अगर ट्रस्ट निकल गया तो भला खाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या, इवन अगर इफ यू लूज योर ट्रस्ट इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर चिल्ड्रन एंड योर वाइफ एंड हस्बैंड्स, डेफिनेटली इवन फैमिली भी टूट जाती है। ओके, तो देयरफॉर ट्रस्ट इज अ वेरी फंडामेंटल इश्यू, what Mandloji was saying, that to the, when we say interpersonal trust and the organizational trust, Dr. K.H. Rao used to very nicely tell this particular subject. So एक विश्वास को पैदा करना, खाली दस्तखत करने से विश्वास पैदा नहीं होता है, और आगे आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते जब 7 कदम आगे डालते हैं तो तब कौन क्या है, ये विश्वास की एक जो आधार है, सो ये खड़ी हो जाती है। सो पहला, पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप में विश्वास को मजबूत करना एक अहम मुद्दा है। पुटिल 12 निमिष। हाँ, आ रहा
सर।
हाँ हाँ, यस यस, या प्लीज टेल मी मैडम। या मंडलो जी ने बहुत अच्छा मुद्दा उठाया। आई थिंक दिस इज इट्स आई ओपनर फॉर अदर्स। अगर विश्वास ही नहीं है तो ऐसा कोई पीपीपी काम नहीं करेगा डॉक्टर साहब, कोई हार्टिकल्चर हो या कहीं भी हो। सर, नाउ आई थिंक विल टेक वन मोर क्वेश्चन। एक राजेंद्र साहब आए हैं, मैं इसको अनम्यूट कर रहा हूं। राजेंद्र जी पूछिए ना। राजेंद्र जी, उषा, कैन यू अनम्यूट राजेंद्र? ही इज हियर ऑन द विजन।
सर, वी हैव अनम्यूटेड।
या हो क्या? राजेंद्र स्पीक। राजेंद्र जी बोलिए ना सर। राजेंद्र साहब, क्या हुआ? राजेंद्र जी बात नहीं करेगा क्या? ओके, क्या है उसको बता दो। राजेंद्र जी बोलिए ना। ओके, उषा विल टेक द नेक्स्ट वन। Anybody else in the chat box, ma? No, Usha, if I have time, I want to show how license is given from IIHR and how we run that best thought. Can I show you? Can you give me 10 minutes? You have time, Usha? Our next speaker is there. What is it?
Next speaker I have already joined.
Okay. So I will wind up, and I will sincerely thank Manage for giving me this opportunity. The session will continue, and my mobile number, all of you can take. I'll put it in the chat box here. Okay, my mobile number is 94400344845. Okay. My name is JAYARAGHAVENDRA Rao, Pradhan Vaigyanik. Okay, I have already put it. Kindly, you can use my number, WhatsApp me, and then we'll talk. So thank you, Usha ji. I'll again meet you when I come to Manage. Wish you all the best.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Your session was really wonderful, and we have learned many amazing issues and trends also. Right now, what is happening?
Okay.
Regarding respect to value chain, in respect to supply chain of horticulture produce, and even regarding the united collaborative work that can happen in of FPOs, CBBOs, and other organizations.
Okay, thank you, and convey my best wishes to the Director General and Uday, of course, and Sai Maheshwari Madam, and of course you are my new friend, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, Usha. Bye. Shall I stop? Shall I exit? Or I'll be in the session, let others take over. Thank you. I will listen.
Thank you.
Because I have to attend that training calendar meeting which is going on simultaneously. I will be there if I'm not here. Okay. I stop my video, I mute it. Thank you.
Manoj sir.